Legendary singer Frank Sinatra once said, "The best revenge is massive success." In the NFL, sometimes you're provided the unique opportunity to achieve massive success at the expense of the one individual you'd hope to get revenge on, and this weekend, that's the exact position that Caleb Williams finds himself in. Williams and the Chicago Bears will be welcoming the Dallas Cowboys to Soldier Field on Sunday afternoon, and standing on the opposite sideline overseeing the Cowboys' defense is former Bears head coach Matt Eberflus, who coached the first 12 games of Caleb Williams' rookie season before getting fired. Despite such a depressing tenure in Chicago, Eberflus was brought in to be the defensive coordinator in Dallas under new Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer. Now, it should be mentioned, while there has been no legitimate nastiness between Caleb Williams and Matt Eberflus, only glancing comments that could be loosely considered adversarial or whispers of discontent, both the young quarterback and former head coach could look back on their abbreviated season together and have something at least resembling ill will. For Caleb, the 2024 season will be remembered as a rookie year that was submarined by a handful of perplexing coaching decisions made by head coach who had already lost the locker room and was clearly in over his head sitting in the big seat at Hallis Hall. This brief experience indisputably stunted Williams' growth and was largely why Bears fans were so enthused by the hire of Ben Johnson, an offensive-minded coach who will hopefully get the best out of Caleb. But on the eve of this game, where Caleb Williams will have the chance to make a statement at the expense of his former head coach, he's taking the high road in the lead-up to the game, not giving Flus or the Cowboys' defense any sort of bulletin board material, or any of the reporters in attendance an eye-popping headline that they could use for their story. It was good being able to become a Chicago Bear, and he, Matt Eberflus, made that decision, Williams told reporters. "Happy to be here. Our time together wasn't wasted. Obviously, we didn't win as much as we wanted, but we're past that, and we're trying to focus on being 1-0 this week." How will Bears offense prep for Matt Eberflus? Despite the best efforts of reporters on the Bears beat in Chicago, Williams wouldn't even tip his hand and elaborate on what it's been like to prepare for the defense that will be coached up by his former head coach, insisting the prep has been no different than any other week. "It's the same as preparing each week for me," Williams added. "You gotta go out there and execute the plays that Ben Johnson calls. I've played a bunch of ball against that kind of defense. Obviously, Matt Eberflus was my coach last year, so just being able to move past all of that and being able to go out there and help the Chicago Bears be 1-0 this week." Now, as long as Caleb Williams has as firm of a grasp on the game plan this week as he does of what he's supposed to say in response to any question about Matt Eberflus, the Bears will likely be in good shape. But Williams' new head coach isn't content to take the high road. When Ben Johnson was asked about whether he was concerned about Matt Eberflus and the Cowboys' defense having the leg up on the Bears because he would theoretically know how to prepare for Caleb Williams, Johnson offered a sharp rebuttal. "Yeah, well, we've got guys in the building that know how his mind works. So we have some information on just schematically how he liked to approach my offense in general and his feelings on Caleb," Johnson said, per Adam Hogue of CHGO. "I feel like we know what he knows, and we'll be just fine there." While Ben Johnson may not be worried, he better hope the Bears are alert and play with a renewed sense of urgency on Sunday, because a loss to the Dallas Cowboys would drop Chicago to 0-3 on the young season, and historically, that mark has been something close to a death sentence. Since 1990, only 2.5% of teams that have started a season 0-3 have gone on to make the NFL playoffs. The Dallas Cowboys are looking to build off the momentum they generated in Week 2 with their thrilling 40-37 overtime victory over the New York Giants. However, ahead of their Week 3 clash with the Chicago Bears, the Cowboys have some injury concerns popping up that could make their task on Sunday a bit more difficult. On Saturday afternoon, star cornerback Trayvon Diggs was added to the injury report with a knee injury, throwing his status for Dallas Week 3 action up in the air. With Diggs questionable to play, that led to the Cowboys making a pair of moves involving cornerbacks Zion Childress and Robert Rochell ahead of their contest against the Bears. Cowboys elevate Zion Childress, Robert Rochell to their active roster. Cowboys added CB Trayvon Diggs, knee, to the injury report on Saturday. He is questionable for Sunday's game. Also, CB Zion Childress and CB Robert Rochell were elevated from the practice squad. After undergoing knee surgery in December 2024, Diggs got himself ready for Week 1 of the 2025 season, just in time. However, seeing him pop up on the injury report with a knee injury is definitely a cause for concern for both the team and its fans, and the Cowboys are going to have to be careful with their management of Diggs, as they don't want him to suffer another long-term injury. In the event he can't go, Childress and Rochelle have been called up from the practice squad to potentially help the team out. Childress is a 2025 undrafted free agent who put together a strong body of work over the summer, and while he didn't earn a roster spot, he already found himself making his NFL debut in Week 2 as he racked up 1 tackle in Dallas, win over New York. Rochelle has a bit more experience than Childress, as he was a 4th-round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, winning a Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams as a rookie. Rochelle also played in Week 2 and picked up a tackle, as the Cowboys are dealing with other injuries at the position beyond Diggs. If the team's top cornerback can't suit up, though, both Childress and Rochelle could be in line for a significant uptick in snaps on Sunday. Cowboys added CB Trayvon Diggs, knee, to the injury report on Saturday. He is questionable for Sunday's game, Calvin Watkins of Dallas Morning News shared in a post on X. Also, CB Zion Childress and CB Robert Rochelle were elevated from the practice squad. Cowboys looking to earn second victory of 2025 campaign in Week 3. If Diggs can't play on Sunday, the Cowboys could be in a really tough spot at cornerback. Darren Bland, Siobhan Revel Jr., and Josh Butler have all already been ruled out for Week 3, leaving Kyer Elam, CJ Goodwin, Trikweze Bridges, and Reddy Stewart as the team's top options at this spot. Even though they face the winless Bears on Sunday, that's not exactly an inspiring group. Childress and Rochelle could be called upon to help out in a big way, especially if Diggs can't go. His status bears watching over the next few hours, because if he ends up being ruled out, Dallas could suddenly face a real challenge when it comes to picking up a victory against Chicago. Kickoff is scheduled for 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time, giving Diggs a little extra time to get healthy, but his status will be worth checking when the team announces its official inactives for the game. Jerome Ford's trade speculation, a surprising proposal for the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys find themselves at a crossroads after 2 games in the current NFL season. Following their Week 2 win against the New York Giants, the team's defense raised significant concerns, particularly the performance of the secondary. Despite securing a victory, the Cowboys' defensive struggles prompted them to sign defensive end Jadeveon Clowney, a move aimed at bolstering their pass rush. While Clowney won't address coverage issues directly, his presence could alleviate pressure on the secondary by shortening the time opposing quarterbacks have to throw. Addressing defensive needs ahead of the trade deadline. As the NFL trade deadline approaches, it is likely that the Cowboys will seek additional help if their defensive woes persist. However, a surprising name has emerged as a potential target: Cleveland Browns running back Jerome Ford. This speculation surfaced through a report by Christopher Knox, who listed Ford among 10 players on the trade block. The rationale behind this suggestion is straightforward. Ford has seemingly lost his place in the Browns' offense and is slated for free agency in 2026, making him a candidate for a trade. Knox pointed out that Ford's involvement in the offense has diminished significantly. He recorded only 7 touches in Week 1 and transitioned into a receiving role with 5 catches in Week 2. Given the uncertainty surrounding his future in Cleveland, the organization might consider trading him now while he still holds value. Despite limited usage, Ford has displayed breakaway speed and has surpassed 500 rushing yards in each of the past 2 seasons. Examining the Cowboys' running game. However, the notion of Dallas pursuing Ford raises eyebrows. The Cowboys currently benefit from solid production from their starting running back, Javonte Williams, who has amassed 151 yards and 3 touchdowns over the first 2 weeks. His average of 4.6 yards per carry marks a significant improvement from his previous season in Denver, where he averaged just 3.7 yards. While Ford possesses the characteristics of an effective change of pace back, it's essential to recognize that the Cowboys already have a capable backup in Miles Sanders, who has contributed positively to the running game. Additionally, Jaden Blue, who has yet to make his debut this season, could provide similar attributes to Ford, further diminishing the need to acquire another running back. The case against a trade. In light of the current production from the Cowboys' backfield, the proposed move for Ford seems illogical. Although Knox's assessment that Cleveland should consider trading the fourth-year running back is valid, Dallas does not appear to be a fitting destination. The Cowboys are more focused on strengthening their defense, particularly their secondary, than on adding depth to a position where they are already performing well. As the season unfolds, all eyes will remain on Dallas to see if they can rectify their defensive issues and whether they will explore potential trades as the deadline approaches. For now, the speculation surrounding Jerome Ford serves as a reminder of the complexities of roster management in the NFL and the delicate balance teams must strike to improve while maintaining their current strengths.